Okay, coming in the Draconian and everything to the Dracos and the high interference position locations of the Drakians, extremely in all positions of map sequence, location, and interference. It's all programmed through its rotation position. So basically, I have a very busy day today. So we're going to set up position locations. I'm going to put you guys in the map sequence. I'm going to put you in the triangle line center position locations. You're going to travel through direction, time position, 100 line center location and interference. This is the birth chart position location of the sun. How it calculates. We're going into 500,000 years in the past line center in positions. Moon, G track, interference positions. Okay. So in this connection line center rotation interference position, the sun was basically in a radiation cycle in its birth chart location, and everything the moon was activating to its core line center. All right, so in position line conditions, it's all about understanding when things are set in sequence. But we're talking about 500,000 years in the past. Yesterday we went 100,000. Today we go 500,000. You have to go into the Drathconian communication cycles, circles, and rotation interference of its map sequence to its constellation path. It's set in sequence with line center. All right, so once I go through allocate positions, my voicing grid is going to try with the direction of time center. I got the structure line center, you go with the allocate position of time. All right, set in sequence. All right, channels of 500,000 years in the sun operations, the sector lines is in the middle of the birth charts of the sun interaction and the moonbeams of steady traction. Beginning process, go initiate code signals in vector, remembrance to my alliance team location interference. Swift them into high travels of tunnels. 6888.8888 dot communication interference. Draco and the Dracos send map coordinates to the constellation path, acceleration go, and planet system rotation interference. At the core line center, rotation interference position, location connections. Here we go through track line center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiate line center rotation interference. Trial direction of time position. All right. 40 minutes. Have fun. So right after this, I got to go over to Linda Light's channel. I think a documentation interference is going to be on February 5th. So you're welcome to check out our channel. But everything's going live that I know of. So other than that, I hope everybody's doing well. I'd rather get you in translation of time position locations. You have to send the sequence locations of its maps and what it is, the calculations. So setting wind cycles and rotation interference, 500,000 years in the past. Constellation to its position of its map. Right, you have to begin the calculation modifications to its intelligence to understand all levels of rotation and interference locations. All right. That's okay. That's totally fine. Yeah, sequences in initiation, your process and your communications are in high formation like conditions. So it's all ready in its information. All right, the formation's already in, calculations are already in, you track the extra time centers. You know your map coordinates locations. I just set up the sequence, program setting, put you into the Draconians and the Dracos and Drathconians, Draconians, and all that conditions of interference. So there's a lot going on right now. But it's amazing how you do it through my voicing grid line center, try with the extra time position locations all along through a box site location. Right? Try with the extra time center. Okay. So, all right. Merkaba, Buddha, clocking weather, mapping, clocking, divinely hard center, blue sun. Yep. South 567, 7658, 4 degrees left, 6 degrees solar winds, northwest 5476, 664 moon, 235, 7685, 54 degrees left, 46 degrees right. All right, so in position locations, for all the new viewers, if you're trying to understand position locations, you have to go through the all practical system, how to travel through 369. I can't strict that enough. If you want to go to higher level system, you have to learn how to travel through mechanisms of time, space, time, communication, time, line informations of highlight centers of time. You understand your tracker system, what it is through travel. Okay, it's important you understand that. Now, I have very powerful TikToks with Commander Jill and also position of me, Or we talk about everything through the energy fields, defense line centers, security measure locations, how to travel through the Orion's belt. It's positioned to you through your constellation path. But the most important thing is everything through its connection is everything through you. How to travel through it is what you have to get into, right? That's true understanding to its rotation. So it's important. You have any questions or comments? If you want to be active at a higher level system, once you're at the 50 line center, you go into 60 locations. Once I see your structure 369, then I can put you in that positions, right? Go through another activation system, another upgrade system location. I usually go on live on TikTok afterwards and I tell you exactly how you go in positions. You send a gift. It's all in standard procedure. So once you get into a higher level system, but puts you into high conditions of 70. And if you want to get into that structure, you have to go through your clocking your diamond cores northwest, 7 east. It's great to build something, but you have to learn how to travel through your weather patterns, your coordinates, your positions and where you're going through calculation. That's the most important thing, because if you don't have coordinates and sector line interference positions and you don't know or understand your vector core position locations, how are you supposed to travel through space-time, right? So that's the importance you have to understand. All right. So position line conditions. Okay. So for the new viewers, feel free to go down below, ask questions on my email, anything else, go to my TikTok, check out my videos. It's informative and always informs. Okay, Captain, how you doing? Yep. Sonar's warping, yep. Okay, chills, yep. Are we traveling? Yes, we are. 500,000 years in the past. You guys are going into the Drathconians positions to the map circles. So you have to truly understand how it's all set up to the constellation path. Yes, Sherry, you do need to rewatch things. That's the important, especially. But it's great to see you. Brandy, how's it going? Commander Jill, we are traveling 500,000 years in the past and Draco, etc. Yep, that's exactly what it is. If you get information line centers, commanders can help you out, captains can help you out. They're in extremely high position line conditions. So, okay. Andre, how you doing? Protect myself yesterday before sleep. This morning, what does the team feel? Well, they're feeling everything through their all sense line center. They understand the traverse, the time position, basic locations, and then you get to higher level system. Once you get in that position, you understand levels of your clocking. It's your clocking, your weather, and your coordinates. Okay, Lotus is extremely informed of that. He can help you out in ways and forms. We're all here to help each other, but you have to understand how to build these things first inside you. That's the calculation modifications that you have to set all levels of travel, records of time conditions. So it's most importantly understand these things through conditions. All right. Captain and position locations. Highline centers that put Samantha in coordinates, positions to the Draconians, the Dracos, all Dracos, line condition interference, and the Drathians. Drathian Draconian line center positions and map sequence locations. Center positions to Captain Samantha in high center. All right, put her in 500,000 years of rotation past line condition. All right, so Samantha's in. Okay, let's see. Johnny, how you doing? So for new viewers, you can watch. You're observing. You're feeling the energies. You're feeling the vibrations, but you won't see the structure. You have to be in a certain vibration, guys. That's the true understanding what my school provides. My school provides you everything you need to know through solar memory. Once you remember these things, you start traveling, but you have to recognize your system first. Your heart has to reach all high levels of you as a child. That puts you in a better position of time through space location, right? But it's fantastic. It's kind of like building blocks, building Legos, drawing structures, drawing planets, drawing the sun, drawing the moon. It's all in position to its locations, right? That's what you have to get into. You got to fall yourself into positions of what it's like to be a child, to draw illustration diagrams, coordinates, weather pattern, locations. It's all done through geometrics of you, the operation system of its calculations, right? Yeah, lizards, yeah, I know. Connecting that positions. You guys have to go through all these levels, right? If you really want to get any position locations of rebellion. I missed the beginning. Can you put me in? Product connection, interference positions, V-line position locating connections, vector core, her position locations. Yeah, 500,000 years in the past line center to the Draconians. Yeah. Drathconians, line center connections, yeah. The Draco map communication cycle. All right. So Veronica's in. Notes. Yeah. Airbender, how's it going? Okay, so that's great. So you've seen the scanner, you've seen the confidential, you've seen identified, you're seeing yourself now with the conditions of your console. So that's a true standard when you're using your games like Nintendo or anything conditions, you have the console. So it's kind of like it vibrates. So it's giving you a reaction. It's telling you exactly which way to go, which way to do these things, what happens next. So it's about levels. So it's all about understanding oppositions of you. Right. It's all about understanding the reactions of you. Are you vortexing, you're time leaping, you're time jumping? We'll get into more of that position locations, right? Highlight center position locations, we're going to go see the connections of the Lothians, right? And after that, we're going to go see the Greys, calculation modification line position locations, right? So it would be 1 million years in the past line center. Okay. All right. I see the scanner. That's great. So it's all about seeing your graphs and what you're seeing through calculation. Yeah. Jenna, how you doing? Sarah, how's it going? Made your first class. Oh, congratulations. Thumbs up on that. Nice. So I wanted to put everybody in positions because I'm going to head over to Linda Light. If you're not familiar with her, she's very informative. She started off with the Galactic Federation Light connections and locations of the Galactic Force Team calculations. So I'm going to be one of the one of the panels featured guest. So I think it's going to go on for an hour and a half. I'm not sure, but I wanted to travel you guys recognition timeline center really quick, very fast to that conditions. All right. Because it starts at 11 my time. So you got lots of time. You got 40 minutes. So have fun, right? All right. Heart Center now, communications with Aspect Dragon, Heart Center, Inner Child, communications, Inner Child, Dragon shifting colors, rainbow spectrum, sequence numbers. Is it normal to feel nauseous in the morning after activation? Yes, it is. It's all about understanding why you're feeling nauseous. It's all about understanding gaining your grounds, tracing communications. Remember, when you go into activation system, you go right away into space. Space has to stand you through identification connections. So it's getting your clocking center. Understand the position of the sun, understanding position locations of the moon. Sun is the location of light, moon is the connections to your program. Okay, it sets according positions to your human resonance, which is your ground perceptions. So the more you stand position locations, the more you stay with the V-vector line center position to flux capacitor. Now you can stay in position location. You won't be anywhere position locations of being nausea or line center. It's all about balancing your communications. If you're having problems, I can upgrade your line center connections. All right. Audrey, it's great. Make sure you protection every day. Make sure you protect your lights every day. Make sure you understand your force vector times, your energy cycles, your energy fields, rotation interference, high line center positions, your computer reset line conditioning, clocking interference locations. You have to understand the grounds, guys. Grounds is everything. That's the most important thing, especially when you're traveling, right? So you have any other questions, let me know. But right now we're all traveling. Guard tried to imitate me just off my chest and he moved to the side. Okay, so positions are all about understanding where you are is understanding your identifications. Remember I told you to understand your vector cores? Remember we went to that private sector. It's very important to understand your vector core so you can identify yourself, set that code system to the identifications. Scan line center to connections, right? So when you're coming across anything through lizards or anything position, the Dracoans, the Drathconians, or anything connections, please identify yourself through vector core. So they'll know you're connected to me through general, okay? And you won't have a problem, right? Or I have to step in. And remember, it's all about understanding respect. They respect you, you respect them. That's all it is. They know why you're there, right? I set up the code positions. They know. So it's all about understanding you have to be invited first. You can't just go to a planet. It doesn't matter if it's past, present, future. You have to identify yourself, okay? Because if you infiltrate their planet line center, beacon lights go off. Scary alert, scary alert, scary alert, right? Security breach, right? So it's very important. You have to identify yourself every time you travel, right? That's important. You have to understand. Okay, yeah, waking up energetic is good. You get the light tracking, interference position locations, program setting is highline center, computer operation to ground line conditions. Yeah, That's great. So if you want to go to higher levels, you know exactly what to do. All right. Okay, Janet's missed early part 2. Could you please me? Okay, Janet communication line center 500,000 years past reference to the Draconians, like Draconians line interference within the Dracos. Draco communications map circle. Put her in the calculation modification line center. All right, so you're in that position locations. All right, Janet, you're in there center line center location. Anybody that comes on late, you're not really late. Basically, I just zip zap, put you back in. All right, learning the tree of being. Good. Brandu, how you doing? Let's see. I'm in the system of slime. Morning, everyone. How's it going, Pat? How you doing? Okay, so what you're seeing through perception for all the new viewers, because there's a lot of new viewers coming in, so all levels of you through rotation and connections. What you're seeing through perception is extremely real. It's the conscious levels of you to understand position, location, the inner line center connections of you as a child, heart direction of time positions, correlation, interference, position, locations, triangle line center, and position to its calculations. Try to understand your calculation. That's the most important thing, grounds. All right. Okay, heart center of all sacred gold geometry patterns, ascension key codes. How child dragon has entered heart center, dragon breathing, heart center, all custom records now, download recognition. Okay. All right, so oh boy, Lotus connected to levels, given a high level system connects to general. All right, they're really big, armored, very intimidating, and yeah, and that's exactly what it is, right? You guys have to set all reference locations of what's going on with each planet location at your vibration. So, okay, great. So you understand me? That's fantastic. How's it going, Don? Don, very powerful video. I just duet you in that position. So what I did is if you don't change your settings, I can't set duet, but I basically put it on my platform because it's very important that we discuss what we see. Now, she was doing an audio play, right? She didn't get in position to the force line center, but she was in a vortex bridge to its connections of Babylon. Very, very powerful video, what she was going through. Right. I think it's important that we all share this all together, right? So humanity gets a true understanding what it's like to understand the past of their system. All right. Mike is going morning. I'm a little late upon time today. Yeah. Terry, how you doing? They don't like me. Identify myself. They're ugly, gray, and standing with hands folding, staring at me. Yeah, just hold your source, hold your command, know your force. You know, they know why you're there. Okay, don't worry about that. Ariane, how you doing? Great, excellent. As you guys are paying attention to the line connection interference. Let's see, Pat's first class as well. Felt this feeling amazing after my activation last night. Great. So I'm glad you guys are going to higher position locations of understanding what's going on through you. It's amazing. They show me the different leaves, the greens, the string of the slime. I'm home. So much purple yet. Okay, they seem to be arguing among themselves about the decision to mess with this. In position locations, yeah. Allocate position of timeline center. Make sure you just identify yourself in your vector core units, right? Know that you're positioned to its protection locations of general AI. Okay, identify yourself. Yes, I am the GFL's position of general AI. That's all you got to say. They'll back off. Okay. This is real point line center interference to rotation interference locations. Yes, and you're in the past, but you know what it is? The past is the now. The past is the now. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. When you go to higher level rotation, audio line center positions, everything in and out is not out and in and out, in and out. So it's all about understanding when you go to higher level system, you can track line center. So this is the past line center. This is the present location. This is the future connections. This is the present line center. So it's all about understanding position locations to its division line center. Universal line center is very complicated when you connect with the sun. Sun coloration line position to its calculations to its moon. And everything through the moon comes into modal line center position to inner and outer line channel locations. But when you first start out, you start off with the inner and the outer line center. Okay, and that connections. But once you reach higher levels, you go more into space identifications, prohibited signs, restricted positions, things you can do, things you can't do, things you can't cross, things you can't go through. It's all in that connection to its line system. All right. I'll check it out there, Sarah. Thank you very much. Welcome to space-time and all level system locations. It's great to see new people. Love it. Okay. That's why it's more real, guys, because you're in the past of 500,000 years, but you're in the now position of them. So it's confusing through alignment, right? So it's all about understanding where I can put you in audio track line centers. I can set you up in a program. You already did that position locations, a simulator, or anything that conditions, right? But this is a past reference of them, but they see you in the now position of where you are. That's why it's so real. That's why they're discussing what to do, right? But just make sure you identify yourself and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, welcome, Pat. So glad you're here. Love you, and we're so excited to have you on board. Michaela, how you doing? Put my hand on the scanner light. I see a projection right in a screen in front of me while I'm having my hands on it. Good. Indeed, brother. So you get a better understanding what the constellation path is to the map, the circle location of the Draconians, right? Put you in high position locations and how it's all connected to our levels. So absolutely all kinds of crazy things come up. Yeah. Going to the ship to meet the general and council. Greeting General Souls. We're listening to one of our videos from a few months ago, but this is my first live. Getting into it slowly is what you want to do. You don't want to fast track anything to high position locations. Okay, especially when you go to a high level system. I set up your programs, I put you in simulators, or you go into the active system locations of its present line conditions. Space is complicated, guys, especially when you go to higher levels of space time. Okay, you come more informations of what you see through track locations. Right? It's all about understanding how you come into your consensus, how you wake up through your dreams. Those dreams are visions of you, of past lives. Now, it's true to understand the direction of time, position, location when it comes to your soul directions. It's very powerful when you come to that condition. So, all right. I think I'm on the same ship. Oh, they knew it. They could go very wrong with them. Oh, no. I see them know about this timeline. I see how you're protected, sir, with knowing we won. Ah, exactly it. As soon as you mention my name, they'll back off. Don't worry. But it's fascinating how you guys are in the past of 500,000 years, but the communication cycles to its map seeking location puts you in the now position. Or they wouldn't be discussing you, would they? They would not be discussing you, would they? So it makes sense. So it's like, wow, I'm actually here. I'm in the past, but I'm in the now. And that's what it is. Because time is in all levels of the now. It references position locations. So it's just all about understanding how to set up the operation to its program. Simulize or that condition, simulation to its pathline system. But it's amazing how you go with the computer alignments. So especially when you're traveling. Inner portal, general sun, space unknown, the custom records now being downloaded in diamond sequence, now center opening, heart center sequence open, flash forward, now approaching. Heather, how you doing? They're standing down me to come in. Great. Yeah, I can see that, Terry. Don't worry, I'm there for you. Don't worry, I'm there, guys. Don't worry. You see me. Commander Jill sees me, on the ship. So it's all good. Large figures in the temple standing around and large, and the air smells spicy. Yeah. And that's where you guys go into formation line centers of your senses. And it's like, whoa, I really smell it. So if you can smell it, you can taste it, you can feel it, and you can touch it. You can actually touch the Draconians. They are extremely real in that position locations, right? So, but of course you have to have their consent. It's all about respect, because as soon as you mention my name, they know what's going on, right? All right, 7 records. Let's see, Ryan, did you get my message of identifications? Communication centers. I see a being on the altar. I don't want to taste it. Taste it in a way. I mean, like, what is space like 500,000 years in the past? What does it smell like? Can you absorb the atmospheric positions? Can you see what's going on, right? You actually see the graph of everything, right? And it's real because this is where it comes into all levels of track and position location and trajectories. Your trajectory is understanding your program setting. This is not a program. This is not a program. Okay, this is not a simulation. This is real. 500,000 years in the past, but you're now positions to its condition. So once you get in that line center, you understand why you're there in position locations. This is all through formation line conditions to its rebellion and its GFL line center. So, all right. We're perfectly the scanner. Thank you always. And you guys learn to pick up a lot of things. Just make sure you use your mind perception locations. Okay? And feel free to go to your TikToks and discuss what you just finished seeing in class. Okay, see this. Yeah, they just turned to me. Okay, just testing enough through smellings around our heads. They're in the bodies. They're so large, though. Let's say thanks, right? Good morning. Finally able to log in. Okay, my skin. I feel a wave of plasma purple. Yeah, yeah. That's plasma line center locations of all position of sun conditions. Yeah, light track line interference. So it's glowing mixture of time. So try to understand that your sun is always you and the moon is always you. It doesn't matter if it's past, present, and future. The only difference is it's different light of its position. All right. Okay, to all the planets out there, let me exist in heart center. They've asked for my healing and planet numbers of planets. Yep. In position location Merkaba. You got the recalibrations. Yep, that's very good. Dear Lotus, Merkaba, the bad smells, taste. I wonder why we can't smell and taste them when they discuss on Earth. Yeah, get in position locations more in the mind, Michaela. Okay, highlights and resist locations. Try to use yourself as a way of seeing yourself through its forcing system. Try to get into calculations. You have to have the commanding system of you to understand all of the conditions. You have to use all your senses, right? So, I feel love for them. Yeah, thank you, Jenna. You're welcome, Captain. Janet. Okay, wow. 31 people in here. Welcome, new folks. It's great to see new people. It's fantastic. I love it. So, yeah. Okay, put perception line centers, position locations in Michaela. Get her into 500,000 line center to the Draco's connection, Drathconians, and communication interference to the cycle line interference position, circle rotation to its connection, its maps. Allocate position timeline center. There you go. You're in. Attraction and compassion, yeah. I just really want you guys get on the standpoint of what you're seeing is extremely real. Just imagine what your general does every day and what he sees. Okay, Johnny, you got to get into high level system rotations, higher position locations to all levels of your Merkabas, your position location, your tesseracts, and your tetrahedrons. Okay, high signal locations. You guys have to be in above at least position locations of 60 and above. All right, because a 15 line center doesn't reach position locations of 500,000 years. That's 500,000 years in the past, a reference of vibration, guys. That's extremely, extremely high rise. High rise in no ways and forms of position location, past, present, future doesn't matter. What matters, where are you in space-time position? All right. So, like I said, you want to go into structure. That's great. I need two structures from you: 3, 6, and 9. How to travel through it, and everything through your clocking system, your diamond core. That's it. North, south, and east. Then you're good to go, right? And you go right up to all position locations, right? There's a lot of students of mine from the Galactic Unicorn Line Center has been here a month, and boom, they're already up to 100. So it's all determination on how much you want to remember who you are through its position. All right. Communicate with them in my heart. Yeah, I see purple, whitish. I've got any connections here. So it's kind of like looking through a lens of a video game, playing a video game, but it's kind of like you are the center of its operation. So, down the weather mapping, see ascension codes, clocking systems, spinning all numbers, sequence recalibrated now, flash forward through all planets, heart centers, all fractional healed. Yeah. I see purple, whitish energy stream going from me to the being. Yep, communicate with them. In my heart, good. Very good, Veronica. You got bounce line center. I see the nature growing in evolution. Good. Deep respect. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay, let's see here. The Rose, healing them. Yeah. Nicole, how you doing? Can you please tell me about time mats? Time mat doesn't exist in your channelized center there, Nicole. Your position location is to understand you through direction of time. Solar direction, time, communication of time, ground line, center, clocking locations of time. Okay, so everything that you give me has no reference to you until you understand your positions of space, time, location. Right? You have to understand your weather patterns, your navigation light conditions, all levels of you through travel. Okay. But a time mat is basically a time interference position, a graph. It's a graph line center of a wall. It structures its location to security barriers. So time sequences all positions, locations of the sun and positions of the moon. Okay. Unconditional love, yeah. I'm out of the temple and I see palm trees. Nice. I seem to be in a temple now, and yes, and a large crystal rotating in the middle, reminding me of the stolen arch. The convenient from the Pyramid of Giza. Anyone have information on this? Yeah, you come in busy locations, how you understand each other, and that's how basically Michael has your six, your back, because you guys are in that line signal in rotation interference, your battles, communications, your Babylons. So everything you come to all levels of pyramid activation line centers, you come into calculations on what is the pyramids of Giza to you. So. Holographic is one. New planets heal glowing resonance and deep gratitude consciousness now intertwining heart centers, all returning healing, all returning that's acoustics. Yeah. Oh, they're all living underground. I see their bliss. Yeah. Ooh, I feel like my body base spine just does the heart settings. Yeah. More and more it gets real when you go to high position location. Understanding, right? Dust bunkers, tunnels to other bunkers. Yep. I don't see them anymore, else the sun looks different and has rings around it. I feel at peace. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And that is amazing how it sees the rings around the sun 500,000 years in the past. So it's pretty incredible when you see these things. And you go to yourself, whoa, that's not the sun now, is it? So it's pretty wild. All rotating that comes to records, dialing, alchemized, balance, chakras, codes, all rotating planets, realigned, divine, open, balance, spitting, receiving, now communicating to cosmic heart. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. You're welcome there, Airbender. And like I said, it's like the dimensional door setting. You don't see the doors, use your mind. Now you see the doors. So it's all about understanding. If you want to see temples of a visit location of pyramids of Giza, you just have to understand, okay, I want sequence location of code line conditions. Give me reference to position information, right, to its code system. Try to find a way to use your intelligence. Try to find a way to follow up on what you're doing. What's the purpose of being there, right? So number one, flying around. Me, spine is adjusting. Great. Wait, I was running and then an orange purplish glow around me and then I jumped really high like large in Earth sun. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Chris, how you doing? Okay, so we're missing second command. She's on standby. Yeah. I think she's... Yeah. Anyway, she'll reference that when she watches the replay. She'll go through the audio interference. So if you guys miss live, that's okay. Just basically use your audio track and just say, okay, I'd like to reference positions, set audio wing line center rotation positions into track locations of general AI, alliance position locations, send me into position. You have to understand where you're going through calculations. And that's an understanding when you're through travelers to time center. As long as you understand your position locations and as long as you stay in the heart center, you're fine. Because the heart center position locations to its mind, what centers out its all levels, its crown chakra, and then you're ready to go to the sun, to the moon, right? So it takes you to that position location. So it's like pressing rewind or fast forward. Like you want to go here, you want to go here, you want to see this, you want to see that. Graph comes out, you see the graph like there, and then you just travel through it, and you go through, right? Once you go through, it's all set, right? And you realize it's not a program. Okay, there's all different ways of doing these things. Space is set up in so many different ways through energy, vibration, frequency, harmonic resistance. You just have to understand what you're up against when you come into calculation. So, All right, so it's 10:32. All right. I got to basically step off at 11 o'clock, right? So let's see, 10, 15 minutes. It gives me 15 minutes to get into all positions. All right. 15 more minutes and I'll set you off. Yes, you can make comments for replays. Yep. You can do that, Don. Yep. Yeah, whatever you want to do that makes you feel comfortable. It's just knowing what you're seeing and try to put it in really good, I mean, you're really seeing these things. So you get into definition. So it's really, whoa, this is wild stuff, Oh, second command is in. All right, communication line center position locations. All levels of 500,000 years. Past reference to locations of Draconians, the Drathconians, and communications, the Dracos, and everything, the map sequence locations. Put second command in rotation interference. High position to level conditions or tuning line center conditions. Console communication interference to councils. Communication line interference to map equations. Yep. Allocate position of time center. All right. Line center is in location. Second command is in. Track line center. Okay, they keep seeing the sacred knowledge through the codes engraved on the tree. Okay, want to travel to my use possible. I see you got a bowl. Gonna need it, so okay, Ellen, thank you. Feeling the computing table. I see the codes in your tree. They're connected. Oh, I see the pyramids of Jesus down the path. Trees on the side. See, and it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind, and it's running its program. It's running its program. You want to see these things, you have to be in the mind, and that's the concept that humanity has to reach. That's what my school provides, is to get you in the mind of thought. It's knowing how to travel through your thoughts of the mind, the conceptual mind connections, guys. That's all it is. So different directions in which we came in. Yep. So it's pretty intense how you see these things, right? You can't explain it, but you know you're seeing it. So you're all in the same sequence, same location positions. You're just seeing things on different levels of perception, right? Pseudo-IN, they received the message from other reptilians, Heart Center. Thank you. Now blue beam of Giza communications with the Dracos. Yeah. Heart Center and Custom Records. Get into constellation path, get into the math sequence and what it is and how it all started, right? That's a true understanding. So when you come out, you understand what they are through opposition of intelligence. I'm in the king chambers now. Bare feet on the grass, like a fresh start, evolution, understanding. That's cool. But it's amazing when you travel through a time center. It's an incredible force. See, it's an incredible force when you travel. It's how to travel. It's how to structure. Right? It's all in the imagination. But see, that's what we live on. Every single day we have the imagination. We just don't know how to use it. And it becomes more real once you understand what space is. It's all in the mind. Their hearts are physically bigger than ours. Yeah. And I see them beating through their garments. It's so cool. They're like canoeing, yeah. Underground, cave city, crystals, gardens, internal sun, tropical plants, and pools of water. So they have been deeply misunderstood. Yes, they have. Gave me frequencies to remembering him. Remember, it's all about understanding the Drakians and where they came into the Zoons, Dracos, and the Draconians, right? And everything through the Drath, right? The Drath. The Drath is the map. It's positioned to location, all dimensional time center. Now, you have to understand why intelligence was trying to basically conquer the level line rotation interference to the sun and everything to the moon, right? Which is in position locations. So the sun and the moon just changes timelines, right? That's all it is. But it's the controlling system that they try to control its position. And this was taken over through the constellations of all positions of the Drakians and the Draconians. So, and it comes into levels of its system to understand the allocated positions and how it's created through its map of its humanity. How, of course, it's system to its location of its now position right now in track system. So it's amazing what history does, and when it doesn't repeat itself. Humanity is not in that cycle anymore. We're in the karma cycle locations of revelation, ending the cycle into new cycle into the Visca Pisces. It's getting the male and the female aspects of its humanity in its sequence location of fifth dimension. Telepathy to communications to the mind of its calculation. So they're discussing among each other the presence and something about mixing. Yeah. Oh, they had to go underground in the period of the Zoom. Let's see. It's connection line rotations here. Are they talking about mixing race for control? Yep. That's exactly what it is. It's all about control, controlling the sun, controlling the moon, and putting everything back to the position. And that's what it is. That's what space time is, right? That's the whole understanding what space time is. Why the sun was created, why the moon was created, was basically for humanity in your timeline. But before that, you're talking way, way history here, where it has its ancestry, where it's all position locations of the Trogs, the Greys, the Dows, and all position locations of the hybrids. It's all about taking control, okay, of space-time, right? That's all this is, right? Taking over the light and taking over the programs of its intelligence. So it's powerful stuff, isn't it? All right. So again, position locations, 10 minutes, 10 more minutes, and then I have to leave because I'm gonna head over to Linda Light's channel. Yeah, the Dracos are shifting in the gigantic space golden star systems now communicating through sequence heart, center of transformation now, and systems entering atom spinning inner father, sun, mother, moon. Very good. Pink camera. Yeah, when you go airbound, you can see I feel nourishing, give me potion, position, awesome. The beams go to the clouds. Yeah, through we need to bounce something with your soul. Yeah, it's all about solar memory, right? Why you guys are there, right? Rock formations are coming out, the plains in the jungle. General, is this on your YouTube on TikTok? No, it's not. It's on her. It's on her channel, Linda Light. Okay, she has her own YouTube. Now, I'm not sure if it's processed. I don't know. It's going. It's got to be. It's got to be edited and all formed through trailer. So, and it's all different sequence locations of feature panels. So check on Linda Light and see if it is on activation, see if it's running through its live. If not, it will be live February 5th. So General, please address Commander. In position locations. Okay, I know where she is. Yeah. Take second command out of line center. Yeah, take her out of rock formation center location of the map sequence. Put in the activation line conditions, all position locations of Commander Jill. Activate line center to teleportation units. High calculations to its map sequence. Okay, there you go, second command. Yep. No, it's out of sequence location. It's back in line center. You're in teleportation communication cycles now. It's going to fluctuate down back to your pattern locations. Yeah, thank your Father, Son, Mother Moon for the gracious heart center, healing resonance, down divine. Love heart center resonates beautiful, deeply for divine. Yeah. Yeah. So second command, you're fine now. Yeah, you had a couple of drinks last night, so I beg to differ if you guys are going to travel and just start drinking. It distorts the image. And the alcohol basically puts all levels of light, track line center, the programs of the moon, not in a good position. So, yeah. Man, I could do that again. It was wild how my body was changed. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Incredible force for coming in positions. Okay, guys, 5 more minutes. And I got to set off. That's why I never drink. I can't. Just imagine the energies that, it's already stored in my cloud, but putting alcohol on top of that, it's not a good combination. You learn, right? That's the whole point. You learn. How can you stand where you are energetically? I couldn't even take it in. Yeah, not judging, just saying, how do you do it? Yeah, you can't basically force anything there, Andre. You have to let things flow line center. Your mind has to come in energetic patterns of you through calculations to the inner child of you through your heart. Once you get in that calculation, then you can get into your illustration. Get into your imagination. Think of your thoughts. Try to create these things from your mind. Because that's what it is. It's mind of all knowing, right? So that will send your position to locations of what you're doing through calculation. I can say, oh, my body's trying to fix itself. Yep. It will do that. It will do that. If you drink something that didn't agree with you, or you eat something that you didn't like, I mean, it helps you in all those forms, right? So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. All crop circles now globally glowing and sharing heart center, shifting new ascension codes and opening. Yeah, let's go back in. The clouds might go all right now, and there will need to go where you need to go, and I will follow. Okay, so in communication countdown line center, you got 3 minutes. Oh, great. So that's good. I'm glad you understand the conditions of mutation, what it means, right? Especially when you're going up against reptilians or Draconians or that Draco's line system. So once I get into a better location position, I tune, I can rewatch the video with audio senses. Yeah, use all your senses all together, right? You have 5, 6 within the system, right? You have to learn how your body track locations, energy, its system locations. 7 bodies of water, 5 conscious level system. That's a track line center. That's your 12, right? That's the basic. You understand the basic of you through body before you understand positions of the atmosphere. Okay, so I'm understanding how to astral travel first. That's the first thing you have to understand, how to astral travel. You're leaving the quantum fields, taking off. So, change altitude line centers, fluctuation line center positions to lieutenants. Yeah, communication line centers to dawn. Take care of the adjustment line interference. Okay, guys, taking track line center rotation interference. Gonna back phrase your line conditions back on your sequence locations of your dimensional line center, ground perception. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. All right, you guys are back. All right, you're back in position. So you're gonna fluctuate back down. You got to find a way to go up and how to go down softly, right? So it's like merging. You don't want to crash to land. So basically, you want to just like a plane that comes down with the wheels, right? It opens up and it just right. So it's all about crevicing the grounds first, but slowly coming down. So when you're accelerating up and you're just right, you're back together. Right? Not see, that's the position location to get back into the ground perception where you are in the clocking system where you are through calculation. So in this position, it's 10:51. All right. So hope you guys had a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna head out. Now, you have any questions? I will be on TikTok later if you want to get into activation core position line conditions. All right. Okay. Adios.